Good morning, everyone. This is Stacy Hoffman-Farmer with Mountain Serenity Massage. Today I have the pleasure of talking to Dr. Todd Sinett with Midtown Integrative Health and Wellness in New York. He is going to speak with us about his Sinett Solution, his new book called 3 Weeks to a Better Back, and his revolutionary back bridge system. Dr. Sinett has many years of experience really dealing with the underlying issues causing your back pain and being able to resolve them. We are very excited to have you here today. Thank you, Dr. Sinett, for joining us.
Well, thank you so very much. Thank you for having me on.
Great. We're happy to have you.
All right. So I wrote a book that just recently came out called 3 Weeks to a Better Back. And the premise is that really in 3 weeks, if we give you some specific information, we can help a patient get their back better in 3 weeks. And I think the major cause or one of the major impetus of writing the book is really just taking a look at how the current model for back pain in diagnosis and treatment has tremendously failed our entire society. So when looking at back pain, the first thing you really want to do is see what's going on and what are the statistics on back pain. And as I really looked into the stats of back pain, it was really very much eye-opening that about 80% of the world's population will suffer from back pain at some point in their life. It's the leading cause of job disability. It's the second leading cause of missed work days to the common cold. And essentially we're spending anywhere between, I've seen stats anywhere between $50 and $90 billion a year diagnosing and treating back pain. And with the result being that we keep having more and more back pain. So when I see the statistics like this, I reach the conclusion that our current treatments and diagnoses are completely failing. And so what I wanted to do is really figure out how we can come up with a better approach in diagnosing and treating back pain and really make a difference in so many different people's lives.
That's fantastic. Back pain is probably the most common pain that I've seen in people's bodies as well as a massage therapist. So, you know, it's really great that you have such a fast solution too. I mean, 3 weeks to no back pain. That sounds too good to be true.
Yes. I mean, I would say, I know it sounds too good to be true, and I will tell most people that back pain really isn't as complicated as one would think to help treat it. So just to give a background story, is my father was a chiropractor, so I'm a second-generation chiropractor. And he had been in practice for about 15 years doing the typical chiropractic treatments. Only for one day, he bent down to pick up a tennis ball and his back went out. So he went from being a person who was helping people with their back pain to someone who desperately needed help with his back pain. Wow. He went to every known profession, including chiropractors, physical therapists, orthopedic surgeons. And essentially what happened is he was stuck in bed or bedridden for 9 months. No one can help him.
Wow.
And yes, and what was happening is everyone was trying to get rid of the back spasms or treat his back spasms, but no one bothered to ask the question of why was he having these back spasms in the first place. So oddly enough, a doctor with a fortuitous name of Dr. Goodhart, who happened to be in Detroit, Michigan. My father lived in New York, which flew out to see him just because he was so desperate. Wound up examining my father very differently and was asking my father about his digestive system and his diet. And the doctor surmised that my father, whose diet was filled with caffeine and sugar, was upsetting his digestive system, and then his upset digestive system was refluxing and affecting his muscular system, thus triggering the back spasms.
Wow.
So this was way back in about 1976, and my father certainly didn't believe it. He was never taught any of this and actually had never heard of it. But the choice between having exploratory back surgery or changing your diet is really not a very difficult choice. So what he did is he changed his diet. And within 2 weeks, my dad was 100% cured of his severe, debilitating, bedridden back pain. And then that began his eye-opening experience, where he completely looked at back pain and diagnosing and treating back pain very differently. And then I had the great pleasure of practicing with him and then kind of continuing on. And that back pain really comes from 3 sources. So yes, it does come from structural sources that we all know, muscle, bones, disc, nerves. But quite frankly, that's only a third of the equation, not the whole equation. The other third is your diet and nutrition and digestive system. So essentially we are what we eat, and how our digestive system functions absolutely affects how our muscular system functions. And then lastly, and probably almost most importantly, is stress and emotions and tension. So stress, Stanford University found, was the #1 factor for back pain. So if you are treating back pain or being diagnosed with back pain or suffering from back pain, if you're going to be free of the back pain, you need balance in 3 areas. You need it balanced structurally, you need it balanced chemically or digestively or nutritionally, and emotionally. And if you're only getting 2/3 of the equation, you're not going to be fully rid of your back pain. And that is why back pain is inherently much more simple than a lot of us would think.
That's incredible. I can't believe, first of all, that your dad suffered for 9 months being unable to work.
Yes.
It's such a horrible thing. I mean, back pain causes all kinds of problems. We don't want that to be going on. And I love that you were able to find the root causes and find that threefold system to really treat it, because, you know, emotions are discounted. When people really think about pain, they're not thinking that there may be something emotionally or stress related that's contributing to their back pain. I've read several studies that show that back pain is related to repressed anger issues, which I know we have in this society. So it's great to see that you're treating stuff in such a threefold manner. So how did you end up working with coming up with the Sinett solution, I should say? Was it just trial and error?
Well, what happened was, again, my father learned very closely that nutrition was a big factor, so it was for him.
Mm-hmm.
We knew the role structure, posture, alignment, and muscular system to play. And then we were certainly always aware and really keeping track of how the stress and the emotions were impacting people's health. But once that Stanford study came out, we really figured out really how strong a play it was. So we really, anytime I'm examining or looking at a patient, I'm almost examining them in 3 different aspects. And in the book, 3 Weeks to Better Back, there's a whole health assessment where you're able to kind of go through and take a series of questions as if you're sitting down with me, and we're able to take it to the patient, or the patient can, or the reader, I should say, can literally go through these questions and score it so that they can figure out where their back pain actually is coming from. So if your back pain is more digestive or dietary related, you having seen a chiropractor, getting treatment from a chiropractic practitioner is really not going to be that helpful. Or if it's very much stress related, changing up your diet is not going to be that helpful. So you really want to figure out the source of your back problems and pain, and then really address it accordingly. And the other thing that I would also say is that people also need to realize that it's not just one factor. A lot of times it's multifactorial, so it needs a multifactored solution. So how often you have people who are sitting hunched over their desk all day, not eating right or taking care of themselves, and are pretty stressed out. So in order to really correct that, you need to fix one's posture. You want to take a look at their stress and their emotions, and you want to change up their diets. So they're eating foods that are not inflammatory in nature. And once you do that, that's when you can really make the big difference. But if you're not taking into account all 3 aspects, you're only helping the patient a little bit, and you're giving them incomplete care.
Oh, that's incredible. We definitely want to make sure people are getting complete care so the back pain can be treated and hopefully completely resolved. I assume your father is doing well these days. No more back pain for him?
Unfortunately, my father had passed away about 10 years ago, but I had the pleasure of, continuing his legacy, which is really a very, very rewarding thing.
What a blessing that you were able to work on that together. I'm glad that he was able to figure things out early on so he could live a full life. That's excellent.
Exactly. So, I think one of the great things about some of these hands-on treatments, such as massage, is that massage will be treating 2/3 or two different aspects or causes of back pain, which is why massage can really be so helpful for someone who's suffering from back pain. So massage is great on the structural system to really loosen up, take the tension out of the tight musculature. But not only does it that, but it triggers the relaxation response. So it really reduces people's stress and tension by having them lay down, having them relax for 45 minutes, slow down their breathing, loosen up their tension. So one of the factors in a lot of times the treatments is that a lot of the times it can affect multiple aspects of back pain. And certainly massage fits into that category.
Oh, absolutely. I'm a huge proponent of massage, obviously, because I know it can handle those things as well, and I love to see people relaxing. But I'm really glad to see that there's additional ways that they can treat back pain in such a specific manner. I'm really interested to read your book as well, 3 Weeks to a Better Back.
Well, thank you.
Also work in the biofeedback realm as well. Is that part of
Yes.
the things in the Sinett Solution?
Yes. Well, what we do in our office is we have a certified stress management counselor who does something called biofeedback, where we literally measure a patient's stress response. And we do that by measuring their muscular tension, their breathing rate, their skin temperature, their heart rate variability. And then what we'll do is we'll hook them up to some monitors and have them do some deep breathing, some different types of exercises. And we're literally able to teach them what getting in the zone feels like. Like an athlete will know that state of relaxation. But what we want to do is we want to get the patient or the regular patient in that state of relaxation so that their body can really loosen. So there's a lot of what I coin the term energy solutions, where there's different tapping techniques, different breathing techniques, and different ways to really see how much your stress is directly impacting your body and really what to do about it. And the great thing is that your stress does not have to change, but how your body physiologically responds to it will. So just because you're under some stress, it doesn't mean that it means to make you sick or hurt your back. And that's a really important component, obviously.
Oh, that's great. I mean, learning different stress techniques, especially when you're sitting in an office all day, not enjoying your non-ergonomic chair, finding a way to get to that state of relaxation while you're in the middle of a stressed out environment is so key for making you feel better. And I, of course, am a huge proponent of people getting out and walking around. So make sure you get up and walk around while you're sitting at your desk. Take your break.
Exactly. I would say that I really discovered a commonality of back pain is that everyone is too hunched over, right? So we're all sitting way too much. We're hunched over our phones. We're bent over. We're sitting in our cars. We're sitting on the buses and trains. And our bodies are essentially losing their normal posture and alignment. So what happened was I found that it was so common, I literally designed a product called the Back Bridge, and that's designed to put progressive extension into one's spine, where you basically lay over a series of foam pads or arches where it gives you progressive extension. So what a patient will do is I'll have them lay on the Back Bridge 2 minutes in the morning, 2 minutes in the evening, and what it's able to do is undo all that forward hunch that you do throughout your day. And then as you continue to improve and progress each couple of weeks, you'll add another layer or level of the arch of the Back Bridge. And you'll continue to give yourself good progressive extension. So you can literally take someone who's very bent forward and get them to the point where they're really able to stand tall and straight. And that will have a profound impact on someone suffering. As you well know, poor alignment leads to poor function. So conversely, what we're able to do with the Back Bridge is we'll help patients get proper spinal alignment in their body and decompress the spine. When you align the spine and decompress the spine, the inflammation, irritation, and back pain subsequently goes away.
Oh, that sounds like a great system. I love that it's progressive because it's so hard to work through back pain immediately. People are really interested in that immediate solution. They want to feel better right away. And I love that you're able to have your patients take control so they can add as they need to and as it feels better to really get that over time lasting change. I think that's a wonderful way to handle it.
The great thing is it's so simple, but it really truly does work, and that's really the most rewarding part of all this.
Oh, absolutely. And you're right. Everyone's hunched over. I tell my clients all the time when they're rolled forward and their shoulders are crunched forward from holding on to steering wheels and typing, and it just causes a whole slew of problems that I have to retrain their muscles and change their muscle memory so they don't remain hunched over and they can sit back. I have people that have breathing problems because of it. When you're hunched over, you're crunching down on your lungs and you just don't breathe as well. So that Back Bridge system sounds amazing to move you the other way and really get rid of that back pain.
Well, thank you. Yeah, anyone who wants to just check it out, it's either drsinett.com or at backbridge.com.
Absolutely. We'll make sure all that information is up when we send out this interview so everyone knows where they can get in touch with you. So for your biofeedback, is there any other information on how you actually do those techniques? It sounds very scientific. Are you doing testing?
The biofeedback is quite very scientific, but there's a way to really boil it down that I have in the book where you can literally check and challenge to see how much your emotions and your stress are impacting your health. So there's different tricks and really ways to diagnose it. So all throughout the book, it's very much a self-help book. So we can give you a couple different questions which will steer you that it is emotional. We'll give you different breathing techniques, different ways to check to see your range of motion before and after the exercises, to see if these exercises really can make a profound impact for you. So it's very simple. It's very easy to do. Anyone can do it.
Okay, well, 3 weeks sounds great to me. I mean, 3 weeks is so fast. When people want to get help, they want to get help fast. So that sounds fantastic. Well, is there any other information you have? I know you work at Midtown Integrative Health. So for those of you in the audience that are in the New York area, definitely check out Midtown Integrative Health and see if Dr. Sinett can help you. Sounds like his back pain is revolutionary. I mean, 3 weeks is nothing compared to the rest of your life. So make sure you're checking it out. Is there any other information you have for us today, Dr. Sinett?
No, I just really want people to be aware of the impact the stress can have, the impact their posture can have, the impact their diet can have. And if you think that your back pain could be diet related, there's 3 or 4 different diets that may apply to you. And again, as you go through the book, it'll really highlight and point out which diet may be good for you. And then try them, and that could really make a big, big difference.
That sounds great. Diet is really key in this world today as well. So for anyone listening that's struggling with diet issues, we know that there's some problems with the food in America today, and it really can contribute to your stress level. So make sure you're taking care of yourself from that holistic standpoint. All of these therapies that we're talking about through this interview series are all great ways for you to really get into your energy and connect with your emotions and make sure that you know what you need to make yourself healthier. Obviously, with Dr. Sinett's back solution, that's a very physical way of handling it, but he's also giving you those underlying tools to really understand your stress level and your emotional issues that could be contributing to this. And you're holding on to it without even realizing it. It sounds like a really great all-around solution to really help people with their back pain.
Well, I really appreciate you giving me the opportunity to speak with your listeners a bit and help kind of educate them, and hopefully we can help some more people with, this new and different approach that's in the book, 3 Weeks to a Better Back.
Absolutely. I think we'll definitely get a lot of interest in that since back pain is so prevalent. So thank you so much for taking the time to talk to us today. It was wonderful to hear more about the Sinett solution, about the back bridge solution, and about your new book, 3 Weeks to a Better Back. As I said before, anyone that's in that New York area and wants to check out Midtown Integrative Solution, in Midtown Integrative Health, I apologize, please give them a shout. I think it's mihaw.com, so miha.com. And if you are in the Denver area and are interested in an integrative massage solution, please come by and see me at Mountain Serenity Massage. Thank you so much for your time today, Dr. Sinett, and we will talk to everyone tomorrow.
You got it. Thank you.